One deliberately thinks about three best things that has happened on a given day is gratitude. One consciously thinks about certain aspects of a situation from wherein a range of possibilities opens up is gratitude. One consciously and very mindfully thinks about all the things that one have in their lives is gratitude. Welcome, beloveds. Each one of us are very well aware about number of gratitude practices. In today's session, the science of gratitude, I'm going to discuss about how practicing gratitude on a daily basis is so important, but what how significantly it improves certain functioning of our brain areas. So we are going to focus more on that side. Okay, so it's really helpful to write down 3 to 5 best things that has happened on a given day, because it helps you to focus on it's not like you are overlooking certain things and you are focusing on certain things, but it is very important to have a landscape view, because what happens is that if we just focus on the not so good things or negative things that has happened in a day or in a week, then we are training ourselves in an incorrect way, right? Psychologically speaking, your thoughts will have number of cognitive errors. So for example, one error is mental filter. So if you are just focusing on the negative things that has happened on a given day or in a period of 7 days, and you are overlooking other good things that might have also happened on a given day or in a period of 7 days or with respect to a particular situation, then it is mental filter, because you are just focusing on the things that didn't go well, but you are completely overlooking the things that have gone well. But most importantly, the things which have, let's say, have not occurred the way you expected or has disrupted the flow, let's say, and is negative, but then it's you who has to come out of it. It's you who need to have a right attitude, a right perspective. So by gratitude journaling, one understands and the things for what it is, and most importantly one opens up for oneself a range of possibilities. So that is very important, psychologically speaking, right? Now we have almost 60 to 70,000 thoughts in a day. We are aware about it, and most of the thoughts are not new. They are all repetitive and cyclic, and most of them are unnecessary also or ruminative in nature. But by practicing gratitude, and especially by doing gratitude journaling, you are training yourselves the first thing in the morning and the last thing in the night. You are training yourself to think and focus and concentrate in a particular manner. And this concentrated way of doing any kind of practice, especially gratitude journaling, is very helpful. Very helpful, because what will happen is that you will learn the lesson more quickly. Many times we wait for a lot of bad things to happen or bad experiences to happen, and what most the human nature goes like this, that if something goes wrong, we just want to get at the deepest root, meaning we want to look at the cause of it, and in that cause we suffer endlessly, and still there is no solution to it. But this is in a larger sense, but at the end of the day, if you are doing three things for which 3 to 5 things for which you are grateful for, and my focus is on gratitude journaling here, then the thoughts which the ones that are more ruminative in nature, more negative in nature, their frequency will lessen in your system, in your mind, in your experience, because through gratitude journaling you are opening up for yourself other possibilities for the same situation. So either you can do the 5 things you are grateful for every day. This is a very simple and basic thing, and it may not help to process the big events or certain events which needs lot of other mental and emotional processing as well. So for that we have gratitude journaling, wherein you are writing your entire experience, but more than that you are picking up and focusing on certain things. Now I tell you why this gratitude journaling is so important. Our brain loves stories. Okay, for everything we have a narration, we have an interpretation, we have a perception. In short, we have a story. So things that have happened in your life, and the things that are happening right now, and the things for which you are planning or working towards for the future, for everything there is a narrative, there is a story. Now what kind of narrative you are making up for your present, or what kind of narrative or story you have concluded for the past, and the things you are planning for the future, that plays a significant role here. So when you are journaling, especially the certain episodes of your life that needs some healing, that needs some processing, so that's where gratitude journal will help you in the storytelling way. So you are writing your experience. Basically you are writing the narrative, the interpretation, the story which you have derived from that experience, and this is completely subjective to you. So let's say something negative had happened in the past, and you are still disturbed with that. So you have to write what story and what narrative you have made up in your mind, what kind of perception you have made up in your mind about this particular situation. And through gratitude journaling you consciously focus on certain aspects of your experience, on certain aspects of your situation, of which now you are in control, and of which there is something which you can change on your own and leave the rest. And the second thing, the lesson you have learned. So gratitude journaling helps us to process things firstly, which is very very important. Otherwise your mind will keep making noise. So through gratitude journaling, which is different from free writing and other types of journaling, as in gratitude journaling we are focusing on certain aspects of the situation in terms of what you can control, what you can leave, and what lesson you have learned. So there will always be certain things wherein the good things, the positive things upon which you can bring your focus, and by bringing your focus on those things which has served you in some manner, even though the experience is negative, let's say a disturbed relationship or a broken relationship or some kind of rejection or some kind of crisis, or one is into a lot of discomfort or uncertainty. But if one keeps on thinking about experiences in this particular manner only, then there will be more number of negative thoughts, and so the cognitive errors as well. But even if one is in any of this kind of situations or more than this, but by gratitude journal one will come into in a narrow way, but not in a limited sense. Narrow way, but focusing on those things of which there is certainly some solution, because we cannot survive in uncertainty. No, our brain needs prediction and our brain needs certainty, because our brain wants to continuously process things and make it in a way that we can make sense out of it. So in that sense gratitude journaling is very very important. Second thing is, like I said about those examples, it gives expression to your negative thoughts. Now your negative thoughts are, and let's say, your negative thoughts are assembly of experiences. Why assembly? Because your past, your future, your present, number of things are involved, your belief system is involved, and of course the way you have perceived the situation, that is creating more kind of suffering into the all existing experience. So with all of this past memories and associations and your belief systems, what you experience at a surface level is your negative thoughts. So with gratitude journaling, when you are penning down certain aspects of a situation and leaving the rest which is unnecessary, which is rumination, which has nothing to do with your experience also, but it is just adding on to your suffering, you will kind of balance your thoughts, you will balance yourself, you will balance your experience, and also you will question certain thoughts, you will question the accuracy of your thoughts, the like how much is it true and how much is it something of which you are just worrying about or thinking more of. And as we know that overthinking is one of the main cause and common cause of mental suffering. So with gratitude journaling, not just journaling, but with gratitude journaling, you are actually training yourself to focus on other aspects of the situation also, and that's how you have a landscape view. Otherwise it's a tunnel vision, then you are just singularly focused on the negative thing. But with gratitude journaling you have a landscape view, meaning you have a range of possibilities to focus on and then make sense of your experience, even though if it is negative. And also it helps you to keep your narrative more clean, clear and realistic, because the stories we keep on telling ourselves about what has went wrong with us, because the wrong things keeps on happening, not as in right or wrong, not in that sense, but certain hurtful experiences keeps on happening, like how much you can control anyway. And even if let's say externally there is actually no negative experience or no suffering, then also one's mind like one can make oneself happy at any time. My guru has said this, that if one makes up his mind to be happy, then no one can make him unhappy, and if one is determined to be unhappy, then no one can make him happy. So this is what it is. Either certain things are like problems for us externally or internally, but whatever it is, we need to channel it in a way that it brings us out of it properly. Now coming to the brain part, now because our brain keeps on making the stories and the narrative, so giving the right food and the right content to brain is very very important, so that it is clear what to think and what not to think. And it's not difficult, it's actually simple and easy, but how you do it and how much consistently you do it, that is something where one might find it challenging. Okay. So with the brain, what happens is that any thought that we are thinking, the pathways are getting created. There is a neuronal firing going on, and that's how through this electrical transmission which is going on internally, we are able to make sense of the world outside us. Now the thing is that when you are thinking in a particular way, let's say your focus is going more on the complaints, on the fault side, and on the things which are not going good in your life, let's say, so that pathway is more stronger in a brain than the opposite one. But if you, through gratitude practice, through gratitude journaling every single day, in the morning and in the evening, or at least one time in a day, you are creating new neural pathways in your brain, and over time the brain will catch up on the new neural pathway because you are doing it consistently. And the best thing is that, let's say, even during the daytime, if you happen to think a negative way or in a disturbed way about someone or something, or because of some social transaction or interaction, it just happened that your mood went off, or you remembered something, or something happened basically which is negative or discomforting. So that time, you, because of your consistent gratitude journaling every single day, in that moment also you will be able to help yourself to come out of it like that. Yeah, it's so easy, like this only. And you will not ruin your mood, your thoughts, your day because of that one episode. So it's like you are you are personally you are practicing this thing, and externally also you are getting benefits of it all the time. Coming to the brain thing, what happens is that with this it's creating the new neural pathways, and over time as you are practicing it, your new neural pathways, meaning of gratitude, of focusing on certain aspects of a situation which are wonderful and positive, that gets more strengthened. So over time automatically you will be able to find the right thing, the right helpful thing, the right realistic and appropriate thing for yourself. And this is very very realistic. As a psychologist, I also give certain practices, gratitude practices for my clients to practice after certain sessions in psychotherapy. But even in the beginning, it works for them. And there was this study that was done on individuals with depression and anxiety. So they divided participants into three groups. Along with counseling process, the first group was asked to write a gratitude letter. The second group of participants were asked to write or focus on the deepest experience of their negative thoughts and feelings. And the third group of participants were not given any writing activity. And this was followed for a number of days. And what was the conclusion? That the first group, the one who wrote gratitude letter, they had more benefits. And even after psychotherapy and after the final session, we also have to check up that we also have to see that how much of the symptoms or the condition of the client has reduced, and how much they have become more independent and kind of more trained in a way wherein they themselves are able to challenge their own negative thoughts and are able to make sense, like realistically, about what things are like and what things are not. Because the condition or the tendency with depression and anxiety is such that one's perspective of the world is not at all clear. It's completely distorted. So anyone with the condition of depression, neurotransmitter wise, meaning brain areas wise, or let's say environmentally or even psychologically speaking, because of the condition also they might have difficulty to see things in a larger, in a landscape view, and so it makes it more difficult. But with the therapy and practices like this, they train themselves, and the same thing is for you. So every single day each one of us goes through number of things. So, and everything may not be, like so called good also, but it is very very important how you train your mind to create certain thoughts, and how you train your mind to discard certain thoughts right then and there. There is no need to wait for it, because as you wait you are getting more deeper and deeper into suffering, into misery, into the downward spiral of negative thoughts, and then it becomes so difficult. Why so? You are so special, beloveds, you are so lovable, you are so valuable and worthy. And with the right knowledge and right information, you can just start practicing the things. The second thing is, I see gratitude also in terms of behavior. So behavior, let's say a set of responses. When you are thinking in a particular way, that is definitely cognitively doing some things for you. But with writing, which is a behavior, it is observable, right? So with writing, so with correct thinking and with writing in a particular way, again you are training yourself and your brain to create a set of responses. So next time it has to activate only those set of responses, and over the period of weeks it will become very very automatic for you. Next thing about gratitude journaling is it helps to soothe and relax and calms the primitive area of our system, the limbic area. So I'll just talk about amygdala and hippocampus. So amygdala is your brain involved with all emotional responses, and hippocampus is the area which has to do with your learning and memory. So all the emotional and the learned or memory are stored in these two respective brain areas, but they are in the primitive brain area in the limbic system. Now, like I said in the beginning of the session, that your brain constantly scans the environment and alerts us so that we can make sense of whatever is happening around us, and for everything you will have a story. But with gratitude journaling, instead of making your story of your experience like a book, you can just make it in a small paragraph, which is important, meaning a small paragraph as in you know what you can control, you know what you have to let go, and you just know what you can do next along with the lesson learned or whatever certain aspects of the situations. So gratitude journaling does this for you. Now, because you are training yourself with a set of thoughts and with a set of responses, this whenever you are in a stressful situation, usually if your tendency is to react without considering or examining the all the aspects or all the phases of the situation, and you have a tendency to jump to conclusion without checking with the evidences or facts of the situation, and you are quick to blame, you are quick to judge, you are quick to hold on to the anger or resentment or jealousy, then with this gratitude journal, like I said, as you are training yourself to think in a particular way and to write, meaning to respond in a particular way, whenever you will be in a negative situation, these brain areas will not terrify you, because emotionally you will be calm, as in amygdala wise, and hippocampus wise the new learned responses will also take over time. So basically you are teaching yourselves properly, like this is the right kind of knowledge and right kind of education. So you will be able to see, I mean, instead of jumping to conclusion, instead of making noise out of everything, and instead of disturbing yourself or others, you will have a landscape view about things. And the research says that there are two brain areas in particular which is which gets activated and so helpful to us when one is consistently involved in gratitude practices. So one is anterior cingulate cortex, which has to do with we feeling, emotion, empathy, decision making, and the second one is medial prefrontal cortex, which has to do with learning and decision making. So as you are regularly practicing gratitude, these two brain areas are also sending signals. Like I said, the neural pathways are creating. So far if you haven't tried properly like a proper gratitude journal, because of which you will be able to come out of your certain experiences and see things very clearly, and most importantly you processing out your emotions, you processing out the story, and you coming up with a new story, with a new narrative which will be more beneficial to you. That's how you heal yourself, that's how you just come out of your experience. Then the neural firing will go in a different new way, because of which you will be able to perceive things correctly. So my beloveds, right from today, give it a try of gratitude journaling. Even I'm sure many of you must have been doing it, but learning about this certain new aspects of it. For example, I'll summarize quickly. When you will train yourself with gratitude journaling, you will train yourself to think in a particular way, as in certain aspects of the situation and leaving the rest. But that's how you are training your brain to create new neural pathways. Second, gratitude journaling is also a set of responses. So in a behavior sense, you are teaching a new behavior to yourself. Your primitive brain areas and your entire system is also relaxed. Your stress hormones are relaxed. So they do not have to, the hormones doesn't have to release itself in at any and all type of situation, but it will help you when it is actually needed or required. So while overthinking or by thinking negative about someone or something, that time also your stress hormones are getting released, and so your system is in a very distorted and in a disharmonious state. But with gratitude you bring things into balance and in harmony, because you are helping yourself to process at the same time, which is most important. See, your thoughts, psychologically speaking, your thoughts are creating your condition. So your attitude, your perspective, your narrative is very important. So by actually thinking and focusing in a particular way, you are creating more harmonious and good mental health states for yourself, and your brain and your body and your mind will support you in the process. So pick up a pen, it's a new year. So, and it's a Diwali, so you pick up a pen, get a new journal or diary and start writing about your experiences and focus on gratitude and meditate on the gratitude aspects of it, on the learning aspects of it. Thank you so much.